Tonight, with the extreme heat, severe storms, dangerous flooding, a dam here in the U.S. at imminent risk of failure. Tonight, more than 80 million Americans from California to the Midwest to the East still sweltering in dangerous heat. There are states of emergency with rivers still rising, and in the East, dangerous rip currents. In New York City, authorities believe 2 teenage boys were swept out to sea. Tonight, those heat alerts from California to Minnesota to Florida, triple-digit temperatures, and the heat index, when you factor in humidity, well above 100 for millions. A disaster emergency in western Iowa. Look at this. Hundreds of homes underwater tonight. Up to 18 inches of rain in recent storms. In North Sioux City, South Dakota, a railway bridge ripped in two by record-high waters there. And near Mankato, Minnesota tonight, a dam over the Blue Earth River breached. At imminent risk of failing, families nearby have been urged to evacuate. Ginger Z has the forecast, and ABC's Ariel Reshef leading us off with the images tonight.
Tonight, record-breaking floods threatening to burst a dam. Days of rain crippling communities in the upper Midwest. The Rapidan Dam near Mankato, Minnesota, in the southern part of the state, at risk of imminent failure. Authorities warning residents along the Blue Earth River to be ready to evacuate. The danger coming after days of storms dumped up to 18 inches of rain in some spots, sending rivers over their banks, engulfing whole neighborhoods and destroying crucial infrastructure. Our Melissa Adan outside Sioux City, Iowa.
This railway bridge ripped apart by that raging river. You see the gushing water. Officials say it crested at 45 feet. That's historic levels, forcing many that live nearby to evacuate.
Iowa's governor says nearly 2,000 homes and businesses sustained damage, hundreds destroyed. South Dakota's governor telling reporters today that floodwaters killed at least one person in the state.
In case we needed any reminder of the destructive nature of water, we are seeing it in real time today.
The extreme heat fueling extreme storms in the east. In the last 24 hours, multiple tornado warnings in New England. Meanwhile, families seeking relief from the heat at our nation's beaches are getting caught in dangerous rip currents. Dozens of people rescued from North Carolina beaches in recent days. And in New York City, authorities suspended the search for 2 teenage boys swept out by a large wave at Jacob Riis Park. Witnesses say they went under around 6 p.m. Friday, just moments after lifeguards had left the beach for the day.
David, you can see it's extremely windy here. I can barely face the camera. You can also see there's red flag warnings behind me. Lifeguards at a nearby beach say they rescued 12 swimmers from rip currents just on Sunday alone, and they say they're bracing for more in the coming days. David?
Ariel Reshef reporting in from Brighton Beach. Ariel, thank you. Let's get right to Chief Meteorologist Ginger Z back with us tonight with the forecast. Hi, Ginger.
Hi, David. It was the first 100-plus degree temperature in June in 12 years for Washington, D.C. and Baltimore over the weekend. And now that heat is focused tomorrow, mostly in the middle of the country, from Omaha and the excessive heat warnings to Greenville, Mississippi, that could see feels likes upwards of 116, a couple pockets of excessive heat for Salt Lake and Palm Springs. But the risk area is really focused again along that Florida panhandle back to Little Rock. And a big part of that's not just the afternoon highs or the feels likes when the sun is out, but when you are asleep and how warm it stays. We could see some record overnight low highs, if that makes any sense to you. Also, yes, riding along that ridge and with some frontal action, a low pressure system tonight, you could see a derecho or at least a long line of storms with embedded or isolated tornadoes, mostly a 70-plus mile-per-hour wind possible. Southeastern Minnesota, much of southwestern Wisconsin, all the way down to Milwaukee and Chicago by early morning. And finally, these are the next 2 days for severe weather. David?
Ginger Z with us again tonight. Ginger, thank you.
Imminent, imminent, sweltering, sweltering, rip current, rip current, breach, breach, burst, burst, cripple, cripple, engulf, engulf, raging river, raging river, gushing, gushing, crest, crest, brace, brace.
If you enjoy this content, please consider subscribing to my channel to stay up to date with future videos. Thank you for watching.